Hi you guys, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and this is another Smash Your Stash video for the month of November. And today I'm going to try and smash some of these kits. I am overflowing, and actually I think I have another box somewhere. But this is the intent. What I would really love to do is get everything off the floor and in the basket. If I could smash that many, that would be great. The rest of these are extra cards and stuff that I have to put away. So it's really just this part here onward that I'm looking at. So wish me luck, and in a blink, I'll be showing you what I all made. Okay, y'all, I was on a mission and I was busy. So I've got a bunch of layouts, base pages if you want to call them, and what, 1, 2, 3, 4 types of albums. So let's start with the base pages and we'll move into the albums and I'll show you what I all made. Okay, the first class I tackled was from Pinkfresh. It was their scrapbooking class back in May, and the first one featured some washi tape, which was used to make this band as well as these embellishments. This one's super cute. I'm not a huge fan of pockets in the middle of my 12 by 12 pages just because I like to put them in page protectors, but I think these are close enough to the top that you could pull them out if you wanted to. Or the other thing I might consider doing is leaving it out of the page protector. I don't know. Have you ever done that with your 12 by 12 pages? Let me know in the comment below. I do like how this turned out with the washi tape basically becoming pattern paper. And this one here featured a lot of their frames. What I do, because I don't always have photos right away for these, is I do fill the spots with white cardstock, and then I'll write the size of the picture that should go in there, ideally so that I can just slide them in. And quite often I won't adhere the top or bottom down, so I can slide the photo in. For these, what I will probably do is actually just print them slightly smaller so that I have a white mat all the way around the photo. Again, this was featuring that washi tape, and then we just did a little bit of ink blending in the background for kind of this rainbow kind of look. Now, I will have to admit that there were more projects with this class, and actually I found this with quite a few of the classes in this session where I wasn't inspired by some of them. Normally I can make them work if I don't like them, but some of these were just kind of too far out. I did force myself, that sounds funny, to do some of them, and I'll show you one in a minute that's really not my aesthetic, but it was fun to put together and is something different, which really is why I do take these classes, is to do something different than my normal. Anyway, so that was the first class. So this next class, neither of these layouts, I have to admit, are my favorite that I've ever done. I can appreciate where they were going with them, but I don't know, they just weren't they just didn't speak to me, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but I made it work. These had some really tiny photos. I don't mind having smaller photos on a layout, but to have like two, I think they were maybe 2-inch photos, if that. They were really small. I do like to see my photos. So I upped it to a 3 by 3, and I think that it still works. Other than that, I don't think I veered too far off of the original design. And this one here, I don't know. Like, it's pretty bulky. I did kind of like squish it down a little bit. All my layouts live in albums. They don't like sit on the wall or anything like that. So something like this is just not the most practical, but something different, I guess. The tone on tone is kind of a very common theme, a way to use up a lot of product, I guess, without making it look too crazy busy. I don't know. Again, not my favorite layout, but it was fun to create. Same session, a different class. This was taught by Paige Evans, and I've done a few of her classes now, and they're starting to feel a little bit repetitive. A lot of the classes will often have like a grid layout or something like that, and I just kind of was like, I've got lots of those. So I just didn't feel like making it again. So I opted out of that one, but she did have some bonus classes. So this was the bonus. This is a spin on the square grid with the hexagons, which I thought was quite fun. I've already done the journaling on this. I have the title because I know what I want to add as photos, and I've got 4 spots for photo placement. I think my hexagons were a little on the small side. It probably could have been a little bit bigger, but it's the largest punch I had and I didn't feel like die cutting. And then this one is pretty. It is with one of her cut files, and lots of the floral elements from the kit, which was a lot of fun. She did have another layout with a cut file. It was just one of those ones where you just basically back the floral element, and it took up quite a bit of the page. It just wasn't speaking to me, so I opted not to do that. But I'm considering this class done, and we're moving the extras into my stack. They have a new travel line, and there was a class offered for that. I really like this page. I thought this was really fun with the different arrow cutouts. Again, they do that tone on tone kind of embellishing to make it look a little less busy. We did do some stamping and coloring. The clouds were free drawn and cut out, but I think this one turned out really cute. I do like this. And then this one was another, I think it was actually a bonus class, and I modified it slightly. It was using the cover page. So if you know Pinkfresh's collections, they always have a grid cover page for their collection packs, and so we just cut those out. Now they actually kept it all intact, and they did, you know, some sort of trimming on partial sides so that it could, you know, stick up and kind of be a little bit more organic. I just thought it was a little too fussy for my my mood, and so I modified it by cutting out the squares completely, and I just switched up the embellishments and how I embellish this. And so I do have those small photos again. They do like those small photos, but in this case I have 4 on here, so I think that's okay. So those were the Pinkfresh classes back from May, so that is done. I feel good about that. I went to an in-person event in September, and I needed to finish some classes from that, and so that's what you see here. This was a Pinkfresh class that was taught at the event, and we made some layouts using this different collection. I can't remember the name of it offhand. It's very pastel-y. I do like a little bit more contrast in here. I might come in yet and add some black lines, maybe, just to kind of make it pop a little bit. We'll see. It almost has a vintage look to it, doesn't it? Like 1970s. Maybe that's what I'll use to scrapbook some of my childhood photos. I don't have a ton, but the 1970s would be appropriate. So this layout here features their frames again. They had a really small photo, like a 3x4 photo, and I just expanded it to 4x6 and moved the proportions out, and I think it still turned out pretty well. So here's another layout. I made this photo a 4x6 too. I think theirs was probably 3x4, and yeah, just diagonal design, really pretty, like that. And then the last layout features this wreath. We did fussy cut out the interior of it and added this pattern paper behind. If I were to have done this on my own, I would never have put this pattern paper behind. I probably would have put a piece of white cardstock. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. But again, that's why I take these classes. Something different, right? And then we just made a little shaker window here on the side using one of the frames, which I think is really cute. Okay, now let's talk albums. Zooming in on this one because he's a little guy. So last year's event that I went to, same event I just went to in September, last year's, I wasn't able to attend one of the classes. I had to work, and this was the kit that was left over, and it has sat in my space for an entire year. So when the event came up, I'm like, okay, you got to work on this one. It was a class offered by Graphic 45. This little book was pre-made, so we just decorated it. And it was their cottage themed collection. And it's so cute. Now here's the funny part. So I was in England a few times this year, And one of the times that I was there, we had an extra day because I was traveling for work, and we had an extra day and we went to the Cotswolds, which is known for their cottages and quaint little countryside, country villages, that kind of thing. And so some of these images remind me so much of that area. So I'm thinking that it might be kind of fun to take some of those photos and put them in this book. The only thing I'm not sure about is if I have enough photos, because there are a lot of photo opportunities. So I'm not sure. We'll see. A couple cute little interactive items. There are pockets with little fold out cards and stuff like that. So like I said, there's lots of room to add little bits and pieces. I just don't know if I have enough photos, but I will have to go and check. So that was that project. Super fun to put together. And then I had to finish some of the other classes from this year's event. So this was a class offered by Simple Stories, and it's one of their Simple Stories flip books or snap books, or I can't remember what they're called, but they're ones that have like the little fasteners on the back. And this featured one of their most popular collections. I remember when this one came out, I was like, I had to have it. So of course I do have it in my stash. So we basically just went through and added, sorry for the glare, you guys, added all these pockets and pages. There's like little tuck spots, and some of the pocket pages have like interactive elements, like this one has a tag in it. Here's another flip up. See how it looks. We had a lot of product, and I think we used almost all of it up. Obviously there's plenty of spots for photos. And I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, but man, this was fun to put together. So much fun. I do try and put the placement in for photos, and what I do is I don't typically adhere underneath so that I can slide a photo in when the time comes. This one's got to flip out. This pocket's a little loose. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet, because these really do flop around. Maybe when I add some photos in there it'll be better. And this one is actually like an accordion fold tag book. I'm not going to undo it, but just so you get the idea. We had the 12 by 12. We had some 12 by 12 paper, some of the 6 by 8 paper, the sticker sheet, and these chipboard pieces to make this album. So that was also finished. Another one of the classes was taught by Lael Concours. She does classes and has a YouTube channel and stuff, I think Lael by Mail. And we made this little tag album, and it's by Garden Gingham, I think, from Crepe Paper. Oh, it's so cute, you guys. This one was a little bit harder to try and leave spaces for photos, but you know, wherever I could, I did. And it is designed so that when you flip up to this page, this reads the same way. This is a pocket to add photos in. There's a little glassine bag with a frame. You can add photos or journaling. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. She added some lace embellishments. We've got different size of flip outs, so like little tags and stuff like that. Pom-pom trim. And some pieces will just end up being decorative and may not ever have anything on them, while others will be much more elaborate. There's a paper clip here that rolls over into this side, which forms a pocket. Some of these may need to be trimmed down a little bit. I think I was a little bit generous with the glue when I was making the pockets. Another little pocket. I just love that there's different sizes, and yeah, it's just fun. Here's another pocket for photos, and that is it. Okay, and then the last class that I needed to finish up was one offered by Tracy Reed from Tracy Reed Designs. Now, I followed Tracy for many years. She is a she provides digital scrapbook kits. In addition to, of course, she works for different manufacturers. So she works for Echo Park. She has worked for Simple Stories. She's done lines with Cocoa Vanilla, that kind of thing. But her main selling, the main thing that she focuses on selling, of course, is her digital product. And so she had designed a line for the weekend and had it actually printed, which was kind of fun. And she designed it to go in these Citrus Twist albums, which are, I think, how big are they? They're almost like 7 inches wide by 9. So I think the pages are roughly 6 by 8. And I actually have never used one of these albums or this size before, which is kind of fun. And her whole theme of the class was interactive elements. So we had like this die cut, of course, there's pockets with little tuck-in spots. I did adhere some of these together. She recommended that we keep them separate so that we could insert photos wherever. But for some of them, I needed to get, I was having some issues, and so I needed to get them adhered. I did make a mistake here. I probably will just take a blue pen and cover that up or get some washi tape. I just folded it on the wrong spot. But the idea, of course, is that you would put a full-size photo on this side, and then here you could add a couple photos and some journaling. On this particular one, in addition to this being a flip-up, there is also a pocket, and the back side of this could either be photos, or I could adhere this side to this side. And this is one of those waterfall ones, but like one that's interactive. So you've seen the waterfall ones where you just kind of flip up like this, but this is designed so that you take this tab and you pull on it, and it does a cool little, you know, cascading feature of the photos. I thought that was kind of cute. This is intended to be a pocket with a sequin pocket. So I would take my fuse tool or like stitch the top, but the idea is on the back side that you would also add a photo. So I want to do that before I finalize it. Here is a large pocket with a couple large tags. And on this side, again, the idea is that these would be adhered or add photos. And on this side is another pocket with a tag to journal on or whatever, and you can add a photo on this side. Now, I am thinking I will probably end up using this for like a weekend trip. Just kind of is a cute size for that. So I added the rest of the embellishments we had in here, and we did get a coupon code for her site, so I will probably go and purchase the kit that corresponds with this just so that I have more to finish this album off. Well, that is it, my friends, for this month's Smash Your Stash. I encourage you to smash your stash this month. Maybe you have some unfinished projects or uncompleted classes that need doing. It does feel great to get those done and out of the way. Be sure to check out the other collaborators by clicking on the hashtag and see what they have been up to this month, as it was free choice. You never know what you might find out. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, happy crafting.